And welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play Super Metroid. In the last episode, we went through Green Brinstar for the most part, and we defeated two mini-bosses, the chorizo statue when we got the bomb ability, as well as taking on the green spore mini-boss that guards the super missile. And today's episode, we are going to continue our trek through Green Brinstar in order to go further on down into the caverns below. We went through this main area here. I kind of taught how to do wall jumping a little bit last episode, so and kind of tell you how vital role wall jumping is in this game. It pretty much is kind of a vital skill I think everybody should learn how to do. They do teach it to you in game. We'll be saying that later. But yeah, just keep that in mind. This door right here is a yellow door. We cannot open that with the current weapons we have right now. We will come back to it later. There's actually a lot of things in this room in particular that we can't get yet because we just do not have the stuff to get it. We kill him with these stupid flies here and everything else. Go ahead and... That bug... He's gonna bug me, no pun intended, if I don't take care of him. But we want to kind of drop down here because there's actually a missile tank just sitting right here, just waiting to get picked up. But that's not the only thing here. It's actually kind of funny when you really think about it. It's like, oh look, a missile expansion. You would think that this right here, that we come down here, fall down here, would be where the missile expansion leads. But it isn't. It's actually a Chozo statue that has a beam upgrade. This is the charge beam. The charge beam allows Samus to, well, charge her beam. And it makes a more powerful shot. So we can, if you hold down the fire button, Samus will charge her shot. And when you do that, it'll shoot a more powerful beam. There's something else that we can do here, but we don't have, it's blocked by another one of those blocks that we saw earlier in the last episode. We can't get that yet, so, like I said, it's another thing in this room that we can't do yet. We're going to be coming back later, so don't worry about it right now. If you want to jump, as of right now, you can use bombs to kind of propel your morph ball up a little bit. So just keep that in mind too. If you want to jump on a morph ball, you have to kind of use bombs at the moment. There is a technique in the game called bomb jumping, which I'm not very good at. I'm going to be completely honest. The timing of this is, in Super Metroid's really kind of tight. On bomb jumping, it's kind of really delayed and it's different than what I'm used to when I play certain Metroid games. So like Metroid Zero Mission and Fusion all have certain bomb jumping, and I'm used to those times, but Super Metroid, I've yet to master it, so I'm going to show it off later. But with that skill that I just mentioned earlier, there is, with wall jumping, you can actually get a certain power-up early, and later we have to have an ability to jump higher in order to get this ability. But with wall jumping, you can come up here real quick and come up here and snag a missile. So yeah, I'm gonna be kind of cheesing a lot of easy expansions that I think are easy to pick up, just in case, like, you know, it's along the way and I can get it with wall jump. I'm just gonna go ahead and get it. But I'll tell you how the correct way you're supposed to do that. In order to get that expansion, if you want to do it without using wall jump, is you have to wait until you get an ability that allows you to jump higher. So just keep that in mind. In here, there is a gate that if you blast the door, it'll open. But once you come through it and go through this door that's beyond here, the gate will shut. So effectively, you are locking yourself out for the time being out of the area you just came in. So just be sure you got everything before you come through here. So these enemies like to shoot out spores and everything else. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I came into this room, first time played, didn't understand what I was doing wrong. And you'll see why here in a second. Let me go ahead and take care of these dudes. These crumbly dudes, or these you know, alien eyeball squishy dudes. I forget what the Miiverse posts called these things. But yeah, anyways, this right here, you start walking and you notice, oh crap, well, how am I supposed to get through that? Because as soon as I walk through it, well, I'm gonna fall right through that crumbly block. This is where the game is supposed to teach you about sprinting. I mentioned this in the first episode. If you hold the B button, Samus will start sprinting. And that's very important. This is supposed to teach you that. I was actually kind of stumped on that the first time because I've only played Metroid games from Fusion onwards. When I was a kid, I didn't grow up with this game like most people have. And I didn't know there was a sprint button. For the longest time, I didn't know there was a sprint button in this game. But we have now officially left Green Brinstar, and we have entered Red Soil Brinstar. And you probably can tell by the theme, this is a very iconic theme in Metroid. It's kind of used everywhere in other like underground watery areas. This song is used quite often. I'll let you listen to it for just a second. Yeah, I really like this soundtrack. I've always loved Super Metroid's soundtrack to begin with when I first started playing. We're going to be introduced to this enemy right here. He's going to be a butt muncher, so what you have to do is you kind of have to let him, latch onto you. He'll latch onto you, jump at you, and latch onto you. But in order to kill him, you just have to place a bomb. Now, as soon as you jump down here, you are not getting back up for a while. You're going to fall down, and there's going to be no way to go back up unless you wall jump and avoid these zoomers like crazy. I don't even think even wall jumping would help you. I don't really think it really helps you out here because the middle platform's kind of in the middle. Yeah, if we keep wall jumping, yeah, there's no way I'm going to get back up there even with wall jumping. So just keep that in mind. Make sure that you got everything that you want before you go in through here. We're going to open this door and get a recharge because I had, nice number, but I needed to heal myself up a little bit. But anyways, we're gonna go through here, continue through Red Brinstar, and this is where the water mechanics kind of introduce themselves. Samus really is hindered by water. She cannot move very fast, and she can't jump very good in water. So just don't let her touch water for a little bit because your movement will be hindered, so just be careful whenever you're in the water. We will be getting to a point later in the game where that won't be a problem, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so here in this room, like I mentioned beforehand, there was a power-up in this in the expansion. You remember the expansion that I mentioned that you needed an ability to jump higher? Well, we're gonna cheese this again. If you come up here, you'll notice, hey, there's something up here. Well, that something's actually very important for right now, and you can get it right now. You don't have to get it until the intended purpose. The intended purpose is to shoot this block, and, well, you see there's a hole up there. But I can't get up there. It's too high up. You need to have ability in order to, get up there. But with wall jumping, you can't. So you can just get up here with wall jumping, and I really suggest doing this. Like I said, wall jumping is kind of an important ability in Super Metroid. But if you blow up that block right there kind of crumbles and you'll fall down. I'm just going to wait until it respawns, and then we come in here, there's green door. Open it up. And if we come in here, we got another Chozo statue that has an ability for us. And this is another beam upgrade, so 2 for the price of 1. We got the Spazer beam. And this beam is the coolest named beam that I think in the entire series, and I really wish from Fusion onward they did not change it, because Spazer sounds cool. Spazer, essentially, whenever you fire it, you shoot 3 beams. So it effectively widens your shot area. So you don't have to, you have a wider shot. In Fusion onwards, they replaced the name of this weapon with Wide Beam. I don't understand it. I think Spazer's kind of a cool, I get it. They kind of want to explain what the weapon is. It's essentially a wider beam. But man, Spazer sounds so cool. Why did they change the name of that weapon? I don't understand it. But that's okay. But in this room's kind of cool, because if you push your start menu, you'll notice that we're in a new area. It's called Meridia. This is actually 2 rooms that are connected at the very bottom of Brinstar by this pipe right here. We will be coming through this pipe later, but we need a power-up in order to break it. But as soon as you walk through these 3 rooms right here, you're out of Meridia and back into Brinstar again. It's kind of weird because you see how on the map there it has like Meridia right there. Those 3 rooms are part of Meridia. It's kind of weird whenever you change maps. It kind of threw me for a loop the first time I played this game. But also there is something, there's an elevator here, but there's also a door right here. If you use your super missiles and break... I'm actually just going to go ahead and use a regular missile because I don't want to waste a super missile right there. Or bomb would actually work. Yeah, you'll notice there's a super missile block right there. We can go through here, and you do not need the upgrade. You can use wall jump to do this, but we're about ready to get the ability to jump higher. So I'm right here. Might as well get it. We're going to be going to a new area. This new area is called Norfair. Norfair is basically the cavernous, most center part of Zebus. This area is full of lava. This area is very volcanic. It is very hot. And if you come through this room, you'll kind of notice immediately, as soon as you start walking in, you start taking damage. This room is too hot for Samus in her current suit. You cannot go through there without worrying about burning yourself. So, we'll have to come back when we have ability to protect ourselves from heated areas. But if you walk in here and you start sprinting, because their gates are going down, you'll notice you can't come through here. This isn't going to help. So, we're going to have to escape through here. We're going to have another ability in order to get through this room. As you can see, this game kind of teaches you, you need to start coming back to certain rooms later when you have certain abilities in order to do that. And that's the thing with Metroid games in general, and this kind of genre of games later, is they kind of tease you with rooms that, you know, you're like, oh, what is this room? And then you realize you can't access it because you don't have the said item that you need. Well, you might have to come back later for it. It'll entice you to backtrack and make backtracking fun. I know backtracking's never a fun thing to do in video games, but in Metroid, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But as soon as you come in here, you'll notice, hey, I got a free E-tank just for the liking here. So we got another energy tank. We got another 100 points added to our health. But you'll notice there's a crumbly block right here, and we have to keep going through here. The door locked behind us, and it won't open until we kill an enemy up here. But like before, I can't jump up here this high. I can kill the enemy right now. I just did, but, well, I can't exit the room. That's where we come through this door. And as soon as you do that, there's another Chozo statue. I mean, we're getting a lot of Chozo statues in this episode. I'm going to come over here and open it up, and bada bing, bada boom. We got a new pair of Easies, I guess. I don't know shoe brands very much. We got high jump boots. This just simply allows us to jump a lot higher. And that's pretty much that. This just allows us to jump a lot higher. So now Samus can jump enough so that she can get up here. And there's a free missile tank just, you know, sitting there. You know, we can pick it up. And are making our missile tank count going up to, I think, 40 at this point. But I need to kill this enemy before we go through anywhere, because that door is going to be locked. It locked behind us when we entered before, and we need to kill the enemy in order to make it unlocked. They kind of make you work for your door right there. Now it's unlocked, so I'm going to go ahead and open it. But that's pretty much it. There's nothing really in Norfair that we really need. If you come in here, there's a save room. You can save here. But if you keep going through this way, you're going to be, well, greeted by these frog enemies. But you'll notice that there's another block right there. We can't go through that. We don't have the ability to do so. We will later, though. And if you go down here, if you come down this way, You open this door, you'll be greeted by another ultra heated room. And you can't even access it anyways, because the gate's blocked against your favor, so you can't even explore this area. So that room was really the only room in Norfair we can explore. So now we can go back up to Brinstar and use that super missile that I mentioned before. Literally, the only reason why we popped into Norfair is to get new shoes. That's pretty much it. We're going to be coming back to later because we still have to get, you know, a couple more upgrades before we can explore Norfair. Norfair is kind of where a lot of it's almost near the core of Zebes, so we kind of have to prepare before we do anything else. But without further ado, let's go ahead and use the super missile and break that open. Like I said before, you can come in here if you time a wall jump, you can come up here real easily, but, well, I figured since we need to get a high jump anyways, we're gonna come up through here anyways. We're right there, you know. I just popped into Norfair real quick, grab some new shoes. But if you come in here, we need to open up, you know, this hole right here in order to advance further. This room's kind of weird because it looks like there's a lot of dead ends, but a lot of it is you have to use bombs a lot. Bombing is kind of your best friend in this game because it kind of reveals a lot of like hidden blocks and areas you can navigate. So if you're not too sure what to do, the best thing you can do is bomb something. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But as you can see, the Spazer beam has made mincemeat of those guys that I had to use a missile for earlier. And probably the best thing I can probably advise you, if you didn't use wall jump to get Spazer earlier, you can go back. Now that you have high jump, you can actually go and get Spazer properly. So I would really suggest getting Spazer before you do anything else here. Now, if you come in here, you notice there's a save room over here. So we're actually going to go ahead and go and use this save room, and I think this will be a good stopping point for this episode. I know it's kind of a shorter episode, but we got a lot of upgrades. We got charge beam, we got Spazer beam, we got high jump boots, we got a lot of stuff, and I feel like I'm missing another upgrade, but I think that's it. So in the next episode of Let's Play Super Metroid, we are going to continue through Brinstar and hopefully continue through this area and find out what's in here. So with that, as soon as I go and reset it because I told the game no, with that, I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, everyone.